As I look down, I can see an empty beer keg standing beside a plastic bucket full of don't know what. And looking out further, a melange of undergrowth and rubbish and rocks and bricks and concrete and shoes, and then in the distance the marvellous vista of the motorway. It's like a dream come true. I haven't got any circus skills at all. I can't juggle, I can't throw the knife at the lady, I can't tame the lion, and I can't crack the whip or jump into the small bucket. Clowns are creepy, aren't they? They're not funny at all. They're just weird. The circus is it's a bit boring, isn't it, really? I once had my head slammed in a door. That was good. I was saying goodbye to my friend and somebody slammed the door on my head, and it was my birthday, and I had to have 5 stitches in my head, so I've got them as well. I've got a scar on my elbow and a scar on my other elbow and a scar on my knee. I don't think I've got any other scars. Not physical ones, mental ones obviously. I've got a lot of them, but you can't see them because they're inside my brain. Not very good at swimming. I just sink. Don't know why that is. I do though, it's true, because people say if you lie on your back you float. Well, you don't. Well, I don't, I just sink. I love sunbathing because it's very warm and it's very relaxing, and it's almost like just being in bed really, isn't it? Except it's like having a big electric blanket over you all the time, and you go brown, and that's always good. Pollution is a problem everywhere, isn't it? I don't know. On the beach, what do you get? What pollution do you get on the beach? You get, well, too many people, probably, is the worst pollution, and their radios. The difference between me and a monkey would be mainly that monkeys, they live in the jungle and I live in Catford. Well, you know, your evolution, that's all a load of rubbish, isn't it? It's not true, is it? It's a load of rubbish. How can you possibly evolve a set of wings? It's not going to happen, is it? I mean, I'd like a set of wings. I'd love a set of wings. In fact, if I could have anything, I'd definitely have a set of wings. But it wouldn't matter how many times I jumped off a tall building, I'd never grow wings. And even if I jumped off a tall building and then my child jumped off a tall building and his child jumped off a tall building, and we did that forever and ever and ever, there is not the slightest chance that wings would grow out of my back. There's always that thing, isn't there, of families. There are bonds that are very strong and loyalties and all those things that hold the family together, and then they're usually balanced by pain and misery and I mean, I really haven't got time to go into it because it'd take all day. What do you mean if aliens existed? Aliens do exist. Everybody knows aliens exist. Because I can't stand listening to the radio, because the radio I find really irritating. I can't stand just having loads of noise in my head. I hate that. I just like to have silence in the morning, and if there's any noise, it's just me talking to myself. They just sit about all day and get fed and go meow, 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 and I go, shut up. Once I was walking past a a house, and the door suddenly flew open, and a dog with a head the size of Albania jumped out, and its teeth were an inch away from my face, and its mouth was so big I could have lived inside that mouth quite comfortably, and I was nearly killed. Kippers, they're good, and I think they sound like this. If you're looking for a disco dancing spring rabbit, then you would find me a bit boring. But if you are the kind of person who likes to sit around and moan a lot, then you could say I'm a very good companion. There's always an argument, isn't there? And sometimes even the turkey ends up on the wall. And the partridge in a pear tree. It's best if you're a kid, because then you ask for something like the new underwater man with the special tanks on his back and the flippers, and instead of that you get this big chemistry set, and you're 6 years old and you've got 50 test tubes full of chemicals to play with, and you look at it and you go, oh, thanks. Well, in my family, the habits are probably much the same as most families at Christmas, and they involve the large belly habit, followed by the large tumbler of alcoholic beverage habit, followed by the huge argument habit, followed by the early bed habit and the indigestion habit, and then the oh god, we've got to be here for another 4 days habit, and why did you buy me all this crap habit. I don't know if I've ever listened to the Queen gives the Christmas message, but I presume she speaks in a silly voice and says a load of old guff. Don't worry, it's only going to be for a week or so, and then you can forget all about it till next year. Enjoy your frozen food and your boring Christmas television, and think of us, sharing little tales of Christmas cheer. I hope you all have a lovely year, and, the end.